Bo Nickel got absolutely fraud checked and exposed himself for not being a top contender. Even though he won his fight, he showed us all that he is not ready for that top contender spot. And I told you guys this in my prediction video and in my video talking about Bo Nickel's future plans. I said, looking at the top 5 fighters in this division, if we go over to this tab, who do we have? We have Strickland, Adesanya, Chimaev, Whitaker, and Mavov. Maybe take out a Mavov. But those top 4 people and the champion Dricus, do you guys think Bo beats any of those people? Especially after that performance? I say no. Bo does not. Bo didn't go for a takedown because he was scared of getting submitted by Paul Craig, who, fair enough, is great at jiu-jitsu, obviously, but he barely outstruck him on the feet, got a boring decision finish, no real spot where it looked like he was going to finish old Paul Craig, so extremely let down, and the prospect hype of Bo Nickel has really plummeted in that one, unfortunately. But if you look up his division, who could he fight next? I'm worried he's going to try to fight Shara Magomedov, which he will win because Shara won't be able to deal with Bo's wrestling. But an interesting fight maybe would be like a Jack Hermanson or Roman Dolidze would be a cool fight to see Bo in. But he's got a lot of work to do still. You know what I also told you guys, right? I predicted every fight correctly on this main card as well as UFC 308's main card. So that's 2 in a row. We've got 100% right. So subscribe for W picks and accurate predictions. But moving on, looking over here, if we scroll down, let me move this for you guys. We got Chimaev moneyline winning. We got more of Chimaev moneyline. I think I bet that when he was running to the cage. We got the Holloway fight not going the distance. We'll keep scrolling up. We got Oliveira moneyline. Oliveira and Jones moneyline parlay. Oliveira, Jones, Vicente Luque moneyline parlay. You know, that fight's not here anymore, but that's what we had predicted. So I tell you, our picks are cashing, so make sure to lock in and sub for that, man. Thank you for getting me to 500 subs. You know, been making videos since 2011, believe it or not, when I was, 9 years old. So it's been a long time in the making, but we found our niche and we're going with it. Mauricio Rufy, he got the decision win over James Liontop, but he looked a lot better than Liontop. You could tell he'd get him rocked, and then he'd go for he went for a tornado kick at one point. I think it was in the either first or second round after he got Liontop rocked, where if he just threw normal strikes, he could have finished it. And I'm not going to hate on him for that because that's actually really cool and entertaining for the fans to see. He knew he wasn't in any worry of losing that fight, so might as well go out there and do something cool, right? But what I want to see from Rufy is have him fight someone higher up in those rankings and give him a real fight, because in this one he was just playing with his food here. He needs to see a better fighter so he could actually see some real good competition against this guy and how he does. But he looked well here, looked really good at striking, really powerful. Actually, good job on Liontop for not getting knocked out, but it was a cool fight. Can't hate on that. Move on to the female fight. It was actually a pretty good, entertaining female fight. You know, I didn't have any predictions. I'm not well versed in female MMA. My bad, but we carry on. It's Charles Oliveira. This guy for 4.5 rounds just looked on another level from Chandler. He looked like he could have gone out there with Islam and had a tooth and nail fight for that title, and who knows who would have won that. Oliveira looked that good. He's rocking Chandler on the feet, just outclassing him, and then getting these takedowns at will against one of the best wrestlers in UFC, right? One of the best MMA wrestlers. Nobody's taken Chandler down in his UFC career until this fight. And Charles, I think, had like 6 or 7 takedowns. Oh, 5. It's in front of my face. Nice. Yeah, Charles looked really good. And he was on another planet from him, outclassing him, almost finishing him. Shout out to Chandler for not getting finished. That was insane survival instincts. When he was on the ground, Charles would be in a mount, raining elbows. He'd have him almost in a chokehold like 10 different times, I swear. But shout out Chandler for surviving, and Chandler did look good, but Charles looked like another level. And then we get in the 5th round, and Chandler, that explosive power he always has, rocks Charles Oliveira and almost finished him. You know, he's treating the back of his head like a nail, and he's just dropping the hammers on it. Don't know what the ref was watching there, but he's trying to make Charles speed run some brain damage. But Charles somehow survives that, which was actually insanely impressive. And then Charles just goes on to finish out the round. He starts rocking Chandler, ends up getting Chandler on the ground. Chandler stands up twice. Chandler gets Performer of the Year for this. because everyone counted on him in his first fight. When he had him in backpack, he stood up and jumped back to try to get out of it, and he put himself deeper in a rear naked. Well, in the last 30 seconds, Chandler stood up twice with Oliveira on his back. That's crazy strength, and just jumped back and tried to get him off. He had a big smile on his face while doing it when he stood the first time. I was like, there's no way. So that was really cool to watch, but shout out both of them. I think Charles should fight for the title next. I think he should wait. He's earned it in his career, and especially after that performance, to fight the winner of Islam and Arman, who are likely fighting in January. But then he mentioned he wanted to fight in January, but then also mentioned he wanted to be ringside at their fight. So I think Charles should wait. I don't think he needs to risk it on another fight. The only fight that could semi-make sense, but really doesn't, is Dustin Poirier. Gaethje doesn't make sense. He beat Gaethje, and Gaethje's been losing. Holloway would actually be the other one that makes sense, but Chandler's calling out Holloway, but Chandler's also calling out McGregor, so I don't know. I think Max Holloway and Oliveira and winner of that getting a title shot would be really cool. I don't think Poirier needs to do it because he is kind of looking for one more fight before he retires, but he also keeps hinting that he wants some fight against the top guys. So one of those two guys, and then winner gets a title shot. But I think Charles does just deserve to wait and then fight the winner of the title. But Islam, if he wins this, also deserves to go up and fight Bilal. So I don't know. It'd be cool if maybe if Islam wins, goes up to fight, you have Charles and someone else fight for the interim, and then maybe Arman fights that, or Islam fights when they come back. I don't know. Lightweight, there's a lot of stuff that could happen there. But moving on, we got Johnny Bones Jones, the GOAT here. Told you guys he was the GOAT. Between him and GSP, it's really borderline in my opinion. But anyways, we expected him to outclass Stipe, and he did outclass Stipe. And Stipe didn't look bad. He looked good. When Stipe came in on those blitzes, it looked real good. And when Jones would be running around the ring, you're like, dude, if Stipe lands one of those. Because heavyweights have that power. If Stipe lands one of those shots, Jones could go out. But Jones survives. He gets the spinning heel kick to the body back foot. That thing looked like it was just breaking ribs when it hit. That thing was loud. And then he's on all fours. And he just clocks him with a right hook. Or a little uppercut type of thing, but he was lower, so I don't know. It was like a downwards hook. Then drops the elbows and gets the win. Gets on the mic after, and pretty promising. He praises Jesus Christ, and then he's like, yeah, if the negotiations go right, we might give you guys what you want. Fans are going crazy. But then he gets to the press conference, and he's like, I have no problem vacating the title. I want to fight Alex Pereira. His words were, I don't want to fight any dangerous up-and-comers. I want to fight dangerous, established champions. So I don't know. Dana said he wants to make the fight against Aspinall, but then he also said that if Pereira and Jones hound him so much, what is he going to do? He's going to just end up making the fight. That's what Dana White said, so we'll see. Jones said he's also comfortable retiring if he doesn't get Pereira, so it's either Pereira or retire for Jones. Jones seems official about it. So a fight between them, how that goes, I don't know. I think Jones has a lot of experience, and if it goes according to plan, Jones is going to play it out technically and win, probably on the ground. But with Pereira being the strongest puncher we've ever seen, he could always end that fight on a moment's notice at any time. So who knows what happens with that one. I would put money on Jones, but Pereira could win at any second. And it's a cool fight for both, and that is a super fight. Jones and Aspinall would be a super fight, but this would also be a super fight. We're all like, we don't want to see this fight, and we don't. Aspinall deserves it, but if this fight happens, the coverage on it will be insane. And so that is it for the video. Thank you guys for subbing. Again, we're at 500. You guys are legends. Once we get to 1,000, we will do a cool special. Not sure what we want to do there yet. Just let me know. But thank you again for the subs and support. We're skyrocketing the channel, so let's get up to 1,000. We could make something cool happen. But anyways, thank you guys again. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.